I just got back from DTE 2025 and I'm going to tell you about my experience. See you guys soon. Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today is usually just a top 10 Tuesday, but today I'm actually going to be sharing my haul. Basically, when I go to Dice Tower every year, they have a virtual flea market there, they have vendors, they have all sorts of things happening, and so I got an opportunity to get a bunch of games, so I'm going to show you my haul of games that I got. And so I'm excited to break into that. And then next week, I'll be sharing with you guys the games that I played and kind of like what I thought about them, which is pretty awesome because if you guys are ever interested in buying any of the games that I was able to try, you'll kind of know my opinion on them. So let's get started with this haul. But as always, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please become a subscriber. Love to have you as part of our 9 to 5 family. And also, don't forget, if you like these videos and you like seeing this content, hit the like button. It goes a long way to boosting up this channel and telling YouTube that this is the type of video people want to see. So without further ado, like this video, and in the comment section, let me know what was your favorite game you bought at a convention. Put that in the comment section and let's talk about it, and I'll be down there chatting with you guys. Let's do the first one, and I'm gonna give you my opinions on these games a little bit later, but this is Soda Jerk. Soda Jerk is actually produced by Allplay, but it was designed by Chris Yee from the Dice Tower, and it is a very, very special game to me. I just love when Dice Tower has people that create games, especially when those games are neat little, easy to play card games, and you get a little... I got his autograph, Stay Fizzy 9 to 5 Gamers from Chris Yee, which is pretty awesome, so I want to brag about that. But yeah, Soda Jerk is pretty cool. It reminds me a little bit of like Vegetable Stock, and there was another one that it reminded me of, just like a stock market type game where you're playing cards into different soda fountains, and it is really, really interesting the way these mechanics work. I'll tell you a little bit about my play experience with that one, but that is my first game on my list. Next one was a game that was recommended by Joey from Dice Tower. Went ahead and picked up a copy. It's the game Alibis, and Alibis kind of reminds me of a combination of Codenames and what's the name of that game? It's the one with the That's So Clover. And so, almost dropped it. Alibis kind of reminds me of that because you've got like these different like criminals, and you're trying to figure out who's who, so everybody gets 2 words that are listed out in the on the board. And so like it has like a bunch of different suspects, and they're all holding like little signs with a word on it. It's like a little word game, and you just trying to figure out, because you have 2 of those words, you're trying to come up with a clue so that people can guess the 2 words that belong to you. And everybody at the table has 2 words that belong to them, and you're trying to figure out how through process of elimination who the actual suspect is, and just get some heat off some of the other people, which is pretty interesting. Alibis is really fun. It's like an easier version of That's So Clover. That's So Clever, you have to come up with like 4 different words, and sometimes that can be kind of difficult. So it's another one. Another game from Allplay. This game actually wasn't even on my radar, but I got a chance to play it. It's called Ruins, and Ruins is such an interesting game, and it's made by John DeClaire. And if you know anything about John DeClaire, he makes some amazing games, but a lot of the games he makes has those sleeves, like Mystic Vale, and was the pirate one, forgot the name of it, Dead Reckoning, where you have these cards that you sleeve these transparent cards into it to try to like modify the cards. And so what this ends up being, it's not a trick-taking game, it's like a hand-shedding game. The easiest comparison is probably Scout, although Scout you can't rearrange your cards. In this game you can. And so what you're trying to do is somebody's going to lead what would seem to be the hand for that round. I don't want to say lead the trick because it doesn't feel like it's trick-taking, but they lead with a specific card value. And so they might say, hey, look, I'm going to play 2 3s. Then after that, it's your responsibility to follow up with 2 3s by matching it or by exceeding it, maybe playing 2 4s, but it's got to be the same number of cards, but you can only go higher, you can't go lower. And whenever it's like 2 people can't play, just like Scout, then that hand is over, and then you throw the cards out, and then that person leads the next game. But it's really cool because there's a market of cards and transparencies that you can add to the cards in your hand. You can claim cards that you think are really, really good, but it's crazy because somebody might play like 2 10s and you're like, well, I don't have any 10s in my hand, but over here there's a transparency that says +4 and I have a 6 in my hand, so I can add that +4 to my 6, and now I have the 110 and I have the 6 that's been modified to be a 10 now, and now it's a 10 for the rest of the game, and it's not going to change. And so those numbers continue to fluctuate, and every time you draw, if you claim any cards with like your transparencies that you get at the beginning of the game, you can claim a card as yours, and when it ends up in somebody's hand, they have to give it to you, and so you have much more options to work with. Dude, Ruins ended up being one of my favorite games this convention. So cool, so interesting. But I'll tell you more about my rating and my thoughts on it, but I bought a copy, so I should tell you a lot. At the virtual flea market, I was able to get my hands on The Gang. A friend, a buddy of mine, he was at one of our 9 to 5 game nights. So if you're in Central Florida and you're looking for people to play board games with, check out our Facebook group. We have a group where we actually just meet together here in Central Florida, and we have one coming up actually this week. But a buddy of mine that comes to the game nights brought The Gang, and I had never seen or heard of it, but it's such an interesting game where you're playing poker hands, but everybody has to like rank what their hand is, and so you have 2 cards to start, just like in regular Texas Hold'em, and then you'll have the flop that comes out, and then based off the flop, you're like, I think my hand is pretty good, right? And then so you're ranking your hands, and you have to do that so that at the end of the round, you rank them in the right order by the end of the game. So really cool, interesting mechanics for that game, and I really enjoyed it. Heads up for this one, just as kind of like a spoiler alert, I guess, for my next video, this ended up being one of my favorite games at the convention. And again, it's not because this game came out this year or anything. This is a 2020 release, although the game is from like 2009 or something like that. This game is old. I've never played Hanza Tatonica. I remember I thought I was going to get it for my birthday, and I had asked for Lorenzo Il Magnifico on accident, and I was like, oh, I asked for the wrong game, and I really wanted to play this because it has such a high rating. I was like, there's no way that this game is not good. I got to play this at the convention. Oh my goodness. This is like, I'm going to be honest with you, this is almost a 10 out of 10 game. Hanza Tatonica is so good. It is a route building game that requires a lot of thinking, a lot of processing. Got to play with this guy named Joe. He's an awesome dude who comes to Dice Tower every year. We'll probably meet up with him again next year, and he's going to join our little 9 to 5 crew. But yeah, it was really, really fun, man. I got to play this with my friend Etzkiel, and we just had a great time playing it. The 3 of us. It is so easy to play, but so complex and thinky, and just, it's so much fun, bro. I was like, maybe I will get sick of it at some point or something like that, but for right now, Hanza Tatonica ended up being like one of my favorite games at the convention this year, which I think is insane. That game is great, and I bought that at the virtual flea market, brand new, for like $30. I think it's a decent price. I don't know, maybe I overpaid, but thank you Jeffy Jeff, who was the one who hooked me up with that. But anyways, on the way out, some of the vendors were selling games like on the last day of the convention because the vendor hall was closed, but they allowed them to like sell in the lobbies. And in the lobby, I was able to pass by Arcane Wonders and pick me up a copy of World Wonders, and we're letting them go pretty cheap, so I ended up picking up a copy brand new, and excited to get this one played. It is apparently a polyomino game. I had no idea. I just remember seeing people with their like the pyramids and different things on there, and I was like, oh, this looks like an interesting game. Never got around to playing it, but I know it's pretty well received, so I ended up getting myself a copy of it, and I'm excited to get that tried out. Next game, I got this from the virtual flea market. I don't remember how much. I think it was like $60 or something like that, but it is Marrakesh, the Essential Edition. I'm like in the wrong direction. Here we go. And it came with, I think, all the expansions, the camels and nomads, and a couple of other things. I got a lot of Marrakesh stuff, and man, this game looks so awesome. I remember seeing it at the Dice Tower. People were playing it, and it was such an amazing looking game when they had it set up. And I was like, I gotta get myself a copy of Marrakesh. I don't think this is like the big grandiose edition, but it is a normal version of the game. Came with some expansion stuff, so I'm excited to get that game played because it just looks super good, and I know Stefan Feld is an amazing designer, and I'm excited about that one. So I went to the Dice Tower has their own little flea market that they throw, and oftentimes I don't really wake up early in the morning to go to these things. I think people go in there. I think one year I woke up early and I tried to get in there as soon as possible. I ended up getting a copy of Massive Darkness 2 with some expansions, and then This year, though, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to even bother. And so I came late, and when we got there, they switched the sale from just being the regular flea market to being, hey, when you go in, buy one, get one free on everything. So I ended up getting this copy of Star Realms, which is this massive big box with a really nice like game mat, and it's got the original, I think, game and a couple of expansions in here, and they're like holographic, but it has room in the box for all of the expansions. I really like Star Realms, and this is the Deluxe Nova Collection, so it's got some dings and dents and stuff like that, but I just thought it was cool because I really like deck builders, and that might be a cool one that I might be able to get my hands on. So that was pretty cool. So it was buy one, get one free. I got that, and I got another game, which I'll explain in a second. It's just kind of out of order. I got this game at the virtual flea market, Emerald Flame. So the Emerald Flame, from what I know, it's like some kind of narrative-driven puzzle game where you're trying to work out things. They used a reset pack to reset the whole game, so it's basically like a brand new copy of the game. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm really excited to play that one. I've heard it's really good, and yeah, I'm ecstatic for that one. Another cool game that I got that I have yet to play, Roll for the Galaxy. I know there's Race for the Galaxy and there's Roll for the Galaxy. I don't know which one's better. I don't know if Race for the Galaxy is better than Roll for the Galaxy, but Roll for the Galaxy, I heard, just comes with a bunch of dice, and it's just an amazing dice chucker, and I love dice chuckers, and so this looks like the type of game that I would love to play. So I got Roll for the Galaxy, excited to get that one to the table because I feel like that's been one that's been on my list for quite some time. Haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. Another cool game that I got that I was like, bro, it was hard to find a copy of this game, the Fury of Dracula. I heard that this is an amazing deduction game, and I'm really excited to play it. I don't know the entire rule set of it or how you play it. I just know that it was like, not social deduction, but like a deduction where you're trying to figure out where Dracula is, you're trying to kill him or something like that. I just hear so many good things about this, and so I'm like, I finally found a copy of it, and I got it pretty good price, so I'm excited for that. The other game I got with my buy one get one free was Weirdwood Manor, and this was brand new sealed. So basically I paid for the Star Realms big box collection, and I got Weirdwood Manor for free, brand new. Weirdwood Manor looks interesting. I don't know too much about it. I know it's got like some mixed reviews, but I got it for free, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot and see if I end up liking this game. I went by the vendor hall, and there was, the name of that group was SideQuest. They are a local game shop, and I was proud to support them because they are amazing. They actually brought like a life-size Pandemic board that they set up in one of the halls, and people were playing like life-size Pandemic and walking from city to city, and they had like this huge like 600 tile map grid thing. It was so interesting. So I went by their booth because they have a lot of like really hot and new games that people are looking for, and one of them was Core of Discovery, which this game I got to play, and I was just blown away by the experience I had with this game. It is a combination of the game Search for Planet X and the classic great game that everybody should know and love, Minesweeper on your PC. I don't know if you remember when you were bored on a computer and you used to just pull up Minesweeper. It's like that. It's like there are deduction rules for like resources, and so it's like every wood has water near it, so it's like there's like these little circles, and you've got to kind of like pick up the circles. I'll show you a little bit on the back of the box. So the resources are like these little circles that you pick up, and when you do, there's a resource underneath of it, and it's super interesting because you're trying to find these resources, and then in the scenario we played, you're trying to find some minotaurs and kill them, and it was just such an interesting and cool experience. And then the game board just has like a slot where you insert these like little map things and change the experience. And so at SideQuest they had the game with all of the expansion packs, and they were given a discount on that, so I went ahead and bought it brand new. I was excited for that one. This game was crazy. I actually got to play this with an amazing couple that I met. Oh man, their names are escaping me at the moment, but if you guys are watching my channel, you guys know who you are. They taught me Windmill Valley, and I just had such a blast playing this game. This game is amazing. It is features like a double rondel, which is pretty cool. It's got like these two cogs, and so you take the cog on the left side, and as you twist it clockwise, the other cog twists as well. The cogs have actions on them. The left cog has 6 actions. The right cog has 5 spots for actions, actions, and what you're doing is you're upgrading this little rondelle, and you can upgrade your actions to do better actions or better versions of the actions, and you can either pick from the left side or the right side to do one of those two actions. But sometimes when you buy tiles to upgrade your actions, they have a little plus sign, which means not only can you do the one on the left, but you can also do this one on the right, and it's just such a cool experience. And they had some deluxe bits that I got from the geek store where they had like extra meeples and stuff like that. So I deluxified the game. It looks amazing already, and then all of the tulip and like little flower pieces are now 3D printed little flower pieces, and it looks so good. The table presence of this game is amazing and astounding, and I just had a blast playing this game. If you never played Windmill Valley, you got to play that game. It's amazing. I know it's not really a new game, but I'm going to talk about the new games on a different day. Next game is finally The Rock has come back to my house. I got Great Western Trail finally. Oh my gosh, bro. I've been trying to get a copy of this game forever, but for whatever reason, I can only find it brand new for like $60, $70, super expensive, and I didn't want to pay that much. I had the like first edition of Great Western Trail for a while, and I was like, it's good, but man, they have that second edition. It looks really nice. Then they came out with Argentina and all these other different expansions, and I was like, well, not expansions, but, you know, standalone games. And then I was like, I heard New Zealand's really good, so I found a copy at the virtual flea market, got it brand new and sealed for like 30 bucks. It was a good deal. And I was just like, I'm not going to pass it up, man, now. So I finally have a Great Western Trail at the house. I do have El Paso, but I'm not going to count that as a Great Western Trail game, because that game, I opened that up and I was not impressed. I get what it's trying to do, and it wasn't super expensive, but man, I was like, ugh. Came with one of those like cloth mats, you know, it's not even like neoprene or anything like that. It was like cloth that when you open it, it's like you have to iron that thing. It's insane. Anyway, I'm not taking this down from the shelf because it's too stinking big, but I got Burn Cycle, y'all. I've been wanting to get this Chip Theory game for so long. This is just one of the expansion packs. So, oh look, ASMR. Hi, welcome to my channel. But yeah, I've been looking to get a copy of Burn Cycle for a very long time. It is one of the, from what I hear, it's one of the best like Chip Theory games to play solo, besides like Too Many Bones and stuff like that. But I've been really wanting this one because I love the like sci-fi look to it, and it looks super cool with the robots and the different things that are in it. So I'm excited for Burn Cycle. I finally got that game with some expansions, so that was pretty awesome. Stop by the Devere booth because let me just be honest with you, Devere for me has not been missing. They've been firing on all cylinders, but there's of course a couple of games I haven't played, but Transgalactica was one that I got a chance to finally play, and I know everybody's been dogging this game because it has a really bad rulebook. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't even bother using the rulebook. They always use videos anyway. Meeple University has a top-notch video. They included all of the errata and things that went wrong with the rulebook. They included all of that. You could actually just go to Devere's website and get the updated rulebook and the things that need changing or the things that they had to fix when it came to the rulebook issues. But still, that's not, the game doesn't come with that upgraded rulebook yet. So eventually, if they reprint the game and they have like an upgraded rulebook, they will. But for right now, I don't think you necessarily need to stay away from the game because of that, because there are plenty of opportunities for you to still play the game. And I'll tell you right now, right off the bat, I love this game, man. If you guys are fans of Devere and the games that they put out, I know that I am. And I played Transgalactica. It is phenomenal. I think it's a mistake for people to miss out on this game simply because of the rulebook. The rulebook is really bad, though. But if you watch the video, there's some videos out there that can bring clarification. So I completely understand that there are some people who will write it off because of that and say, you know, like it needs to come with the perfect rulebook. I agree with you. I'm not fighting against that. I agree that every game should, but this game, even though it had the rulebook issues, it still plays really, really well. I had a blast playing it, and I'm really excited to continue to promote this on the channel because I think more people need to get this game played. So some people are looking, if you're looking at BGG right now, this game's sitting at like a 6 point something. Like it's low, but again, it's not low because it's a bad game. It's low because people heard about the rulebook stuff and then just started review bombing it. So if you want, and some people say that all the time, they're like, yo, BGG has like the worst ranking. Like, I don't even trust BGG because like the rankings are bad. That's not true. The easiest way to get the most accurate ranking from BGG is to just simply click where the ratings are. And when you click where the ratings are, you can honestly just click on that button and then it'll show you, like with a little bar graph, how many 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s the game got. So of course there's going to be a lot of people review bombing it, but it's never going to be more than the people who are actually enjoying it. So like this game, if you were to actually look at it, the average rating, like the bar that's the highest, the 2 bars that are the highest, are somewhere between like a 7 and an 8. So it's actually a decent game. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, because of all the 4s and the 1s and things like that, it brings the game down significantly, and it's not a bad game. This game is fantastic. I really love it, and it's added into my collection already. I went straight to the DeVere booth, and I was like, I need a copy of this game ASAP. So, but that is it. That's my haul, y'all. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if you saw any games that you like, or games that maybe you see that I bought and were like, here's some things that you can, other games you might like, recommend them in the comments section. And also talk to me. What do you guys think about my haul? Tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget, like this video and subscribe if you haven't. And if you're here and you say, hey man, I really want to support this guy, I love the videos, I love the content, I love what you do, spreading positivity and good vibes with board games, please don't hesitate to become a member of this channel. Memberships go from 99 cents all the way up to about $10 a month, and it goes a long way to support the channel. So if you want to become a member of this channel, you can do that. You can also check out my Patreon. I have a Ko-Fi, and you can give money there if you'd like, just to support the channel and see it get to the next level. Get in now while you can, because I'm going to the moon, y'all, on our way to 20K, and I'm excited for that. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Peace out.